to never fitting in and to feeling out of place. Effectively speaking, being the other is a term I have encountered on several occasions in the language of the abandonment neurotic. To be the other is to always feel in an uncomfortable position, to be one's guard, to be prepared to be rejected, and unconsciously do everything that's needed to bring about the anticipated catastrophe. So in many ways, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're already viewing that you're going to be rejected and abandoned. You're already viewing yourself as being low and you don't have a self-worth, you don't have self-esteem, you don't view yourself in high esteem. So you don't expect other people to view you that way either. So you're already, again, doing a lot of self-sabotaging behaviors that are ultimately going to end up with you being rejected because, again, you feel this way about yourself. You're projecting this off to the other people with you and around you. So the black man he doesn't feel worthy. The black woman doesn't feel worthy. The black person doesn't feel worthy. The people of color, the marginalized, don't feel worthy because they've been shown and taught through society that they're not worthy. So they project that off onto each other. I mean, this is some deep shit. One cannot overestimate the intense pain that accompanies such conditions of abandonment, a suffering that can be attributed to the intentional experiences of exclusion in childhood and makes the individual relive them particularly vividly. And again, what I've been learning in my own mental health therapy counseling, this might have to be put into 2 videos, so it might be a part 5, but you get it. We're finishing it either way it goes. In my own therapy and counseling, I've been in therapy and counseling almost 2 years come May of this year. So it's a lifelong thing. Again, that I'm working my way through low self-esteem, low self-confidence, etc. So I know how it feels. This is one of the reasons why I picked this book. To intimidate the beliefs and behaviors of your oppressor, because the entire time you're trying to fit in. You're always feeling excluded, right? So the black man feels excluded. So he's trying to do everything to show the white man, I'm at the same level as you. Instead of just recognizing the white man, your oppressor never really is viewing you as equal to them because they are operating in a superiority complex. And you are operating in an inferiority. So this whole time you're competing to be seen on the same level, and the entire time your oppressor will never see you on the same level because they are viewing themselves as superior regardless. This is engraved, this is woven into society, white supremacy, racism. To be a man in the eyes of the black man, the man of color, is to be a white man. Because again, the white man is seen as the standard of being a man, and the white woman is seen as the standard of being a woman. That's what I got from it. Again, let me know what you think. Share your perspective. Share your opinions. What did you gain from the chapter? In the term abandonment neurotic to today's modern terms, because again, this book is 70 years old, basically. So when I think about the abandonment neurotic, it pretty much reminds me of the dismissive avoidant / anxious avoidant. And then when you think about attachment types, when we talk about relationships, you have emotionally unavailable people, you have narcissistic folks, and you have people who are also very toxically codependent, right? So that self-fulfilling prophecy, oh, they're gonna abandon me, oh, they don't want me, I don't want myself, I don't view myself in good light. So you end up self-sabotaging relationships. I mean, I've done it myself, I've experienced it myself. So this is, again, mental health, page 58. Before forming an objective relationship, Gene Renew, or the black man, the man of color, he demands repeated proof from his partner. His underlying attitude is not to love so as not to be abandoned. He is extremely demanding. He believes he is entitled to every sort of reparation. He wants to be loved totally, absolutely, and forever, but he doesn't want to love the other person totally and absolutely and forever. Again, look at today's modern relationships. Look at how a lot of black people are, bro. Like, look at people of color. Look at people. Everybody want love, but don't nobody want to love nobody. Everybody want loyalty, but don't nobody want to be loyal to nobody. So you're self-sabotaging. Again, you're not meeting your own standards. Which kind of made me, again, going back to that whole high value man, high value woman, high value person. You're high value, but you don't even meet your own standards. Yet you expect other people to climb a fucking hill to get with you. I'm just saying. So, is this true that many black, brown, people of color, men, masculine people have that underlying attitude not to love so as not to be abandoned? So we don't want to love you back because we fear that you're going to abandon us. But then we expect you to give us all of this love. And again, you end up having these very one-sided, toxic relationships because you have a very one-sided, toxic relationship with yourself. You're projecting that shit. I'm just putting it for what it is. Okay? And then 59, this whole insert here. The first characteristics seem to be the fear of showing oneself as one actually is. So again, people are not being true to themselves. But again, black skin, white mask, we're all putting on facades and putting on this mask when we go out. Which clearly nowadays with the COVID-19 and the global pandemic, a year plus later, clearly we're wearing masks. But a lot of us are fake as hell. And we've become so accustomed to being this other person when we're out that we don't know when to take it off. And we're afraid to show the real us to people. Again, this is very psychological. This is a broad range of various fears. Fear of disappointing, fear of displeasing, of boring, of wearying, and consequently of missing the opportunity to create a bond of friendship with others, or if it already exists, damaging it. And which again, a lot of us are afraid to be real and honest, yet at the same time, everybody's always talking about keep it a buck, keep it 100, keep it real with me, tell me the truth, be honest. I want transparency, but in the same breath, you don't want to be transparent because you're afraid that people are not going to take you well, or they're going to abandon you if they get to know the real you. But again, how are you going to have any real authentic relationships with yourself, with others, with community, if you can't be real? The abandonment neurotic doubts whether he, she, they can be loved as he, she, they is, or he, she, they has undergone the cruel experience of being abandoned when, as a child. Hence, without artifice, he, she, they offered he, himself, herself, themselves to the tenderness of others. Again, and I'm going to go back, especially in the black community, and especially just regardless when it comes to humans. When you have children, you need to do everything in your power to be there for your kids. I mean, those first 5 years are so important. And like I said, I'm working through, over almost 2 years, I'm working through low self-esteem, not having a sense of self, not having a sense of self-worth. Boundaries, so many things that I've had to work through and learn because my mom was not there for me the way she was supposed to be. My father was not there for me the way he was supposed to be. And no, I'm not sitting up here still holding on grudges, but I'm addressing that. All right. And a lot of us need to really dig deep and figure out, why are you doing the behaviors that you're doing? Why are you pushing people away, but then saying that you want a relationship, saying that you want love, saying that you want affection? Why are you hurting the people that aren't doing anything to you while kissing ass and trying to show off to the people that are hurting you, that are abusing you? Fear of authenticity, fear of being vulnerable, childhood trauma, abuse, and neglect. And then we get to page 60, abandonment neurotic, dismissive avoidant, you have severe insecurities. And these insecurities keep you in your head. So when you think about oppression, the negative stereotypes of what being black is, or being a man of color is, being a black man is, being a black masculine person is, being marginalized. Think about these things. Like, these are some of the themes that I'm pulling out of the book. Let me know what you pulled out. page 61, this really crossed my mind. And the purpose of our study becomes clearer to enable the colored man to understand, by way of clear-cut examples, the psychological elements that could alienate his black counterparts. So again, when you are hating yourself and hating each other, look at how you're hurting black women. Look at how you're hurting black feminine people. Look at how you're hurting other black men, other black masculine folks, black trans men, black trans women, black LGBTQ plus people. Look at it. You're hurting your own people. You're killing your own people. You're hurting yourself. You're killing yourself. And then page 62. Like I said, I told you we were going to get done with this. Page 62, there's this section here. The neurotic structure of an individual is precisely the elaboration, the formation, and the birth of conflicting knots in the ego, stemming on the one hand from the environment and on the other from the entirely personal way this individual reacts to these influences. So, nature versus nurture. And to me, there is no verse. You have nature that has an impact on your life, and then you have nurturing. And in this case, that abandonment from his mother, and for a lot of us, the way we're treated by society and by our families. So that nurture and environment really impacts how we view ourselves and how we view each other. Okay? And then finally, page 63, the very end of chapter 3. From the moment the black man accepts the split imposed by the Europeans, and notice how black is still lowercase. So even though this was 70 years ago, and like I told y'all, subconsciously, words matter. English language matters. Black should be capitalized, okay? The black man accepts the split imposed by the Europeans. There is no longer any respite. And from that moment on, isn't it understandable that he will try to elevate himself to the white man's level? To elevate himself into the range of colors to which he has attributed a kind of hierarchy. So again, white supremacy, racism, misogyny, classism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia. There's a hierarchy, and the white man is the standard. The white cis het man is the standard of manhood. The white cis het woman is the standard of womanhood, and thus the standard of masculinity, femininity. There's a hierarchy. So of course, the rest of us, we're viewing ourselves as inferior. They're viewing themselves as superior. We're all trying to elevate ourselves to the level of the superior class in the superior hierarchy. I teach you to hate yourself. I teach you to hate others that are like you. I teach you to hate anything that's different. But at the same time, I'm different. I put myself on a pedestal because I know it all. That's how oppression works, y'all. Like, this is some deep shit. So again, we are now finished with chapter 3. It is now time for you to start chapter 4. So this is the time for you to start chapter 4. Start reading chapter 4 now, okay? Chapter 4, the so-called dependency complex of the colonized. All right, and that is page 64. Each chapter is roughly 20 pages. So 7 days, you get a week to read it, which really you get more than a week because I break it down in parts. So check out the playlist to continue to follow on. More information and helpful tools will be in the description box below. If you would like to donate to the growth of the channel, my Cash App and Venmo is in the description box below. Thank you to everybody that has been reading along and leaving comments, and feel free to drop your perspectives and what you gain from the chapters and the book. And start chapter 4, y'all. Get on it. Y'all stay safe, double mask, wash your hands, disinfect. If you can get the vaccine, get the vaccine. And sending you love, peace, blessings, and positive energy. I'm out.